Today, on Be Something Wonderful, the biggest block to manifesting your dream life. I am your host, Tom Karen, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators and members, welcome back. Big video today, and this came from a session that I had yesterday with a client that said, Tom, I just feel like that my subconscious past, my subconscious thoughts are keeping me from living the life that I want. That they just have a hold on me and just won't let me go. Well, guys, we're going to talk about this today and more. It's not that your subconscious past or your subconscious thoughts or your unconscious past is blocking you and holding you to a life that is undesired. It's about you freeing that subconscious past, letting it go, not it letting you go. I really want to hit this today. Part of it is that belief, that core belief in linear time, that time follows from the past, that causes the present, that causes the future. And this is that's why we keep holding on to the past. And we keep recreating it in the present moment, right? So linear time, or in other words, the unconscious past, is just a manifested construct that covers up your timelessness. It covers up your eternalness. Time, this is what A Course in Miracles says, time cannot intrude upon eternity. All right? History would not exist if you didn't keep making the same mistake in the present. Hear that? We keep making the same mistake in the present. In other words, believing there is a past. Believing that these images that we remember are something that are facts and that we can't change them. And there's nothing that we can do, that we're tied to them and we're bound to create a present and a future based on those past images. None of that's true, right? Your belief in linear time, in limitation and separation from all that is. That's what we're talking about here. This is what A Course in Miracles says. Into eternity, where all is one, there crept a tiny mad idea at which the Son of God remembered not to laugh. Remember that they're somehow limited, that you're somehow separate from what you want, that you're tied to this illusionary past. Right? That's the mistake that we keep making in the present, our belief in linear time and limitation and separation from all that we are. Let's really hit it today. The biggest block is not your subconscious past, but rather that you believe your subconscious thoughts and feelings are in the past, inaccessible and out of reach. In other words, this belief in linear time. Right? That thought is new in the moment that you think it and you're recreating that image. Right? In truth, there are no blocks. There's only God. There's only all power, all knowing, all right now. That's the truth. That's your true nature. Everything else is made up of a manifestation of the mind. It's a made up manifestation of the mind. All of that. You're whole, you're divine, you're complete, you're unlimited. You're omnipotent, you're omniscient, you're omnipresent. You are all of these right now. You're all powerful, you're all knowing, you are everywhere. Right? Remember that divinity is a hologram. All power is within you. So it's you letting go of it. It's not it letting go of you. Do you hear that? That's the only thing. That's how you free yourself from that subconscious thought, from the subconscious past, is to know there is no past. There's just where you decide. What address do you decide to occupy right now? You get to decide that. So, A Course in Miracles says, the miracle but shows the past is gone, and what has truly gone has no effects. The miracle. I love that. What's the miracle? The miracle is returning to that knowing, returning to the awareness of your divinity, turning to the awareness of your omnipotence, right? Of your all-knowing, of your all-power, of your all-presence in the divine, right? Why would you cling to it in memory if you did not desire its effects? This is what A Course in Miracles says, right? The miracle shows that the past is gone, that it had, but what has truly gone has no effects. Why would you cling to it, to a memory, if you did not desire its effects? Remembering a cause can but produce illusions of its presence, not effects. That's all. Every time you remember something, remember, memory is just an imaginal act that you believe is in the past. And you're recreating that every time you recall it, every time you remember it, every time you think you're trapped by it or directed by it, or it's unconscious or you can't do anything about it, right? Remembering is as selective as perception. This is A Course in Miracles. Being its past tense, right? Perception of the past as if it were occurring now and still we're there to see. Hear this. This is huge. Remembering is as selective as perception. Your memory is a partial perception. It's a partial perception of something you believe happened in the past. None of it's accurate. Let go of all of it, lock, stock, and barrel, right? Being its past tense. Perception of the past as if it were occurring now and still were there to see. Whenever you're perceiving it, it's a partial perception. And when you're remembering it as if it's happening right now. Right? You're recreating it. You get to decide in each moment what to think about, what to remember. And then that's where you are. Remember, that's where you are in memory. Wherever you are in memory is where you are in eternity. This is huge. So, A Course in Miracles defines memory here. So huge. It is a perception of the past as if it were occurring now and still were there to see. Wow. And it's a partial perception. All perception is. None of it's the perception of your unlimitedness, your all-knowing, your all-power, your divinity as God, that wholeness that you are with creation and with God. It's all partial perceptions. So memory is a perception, a partial perception of the past as if it were occurring now and still were there to see. It's gone. It doesn't exist. Memory, like perception, is a skill made up by you to take the place of what God gave you in your creation, Memory, like perception, is a skill made up by you to take the place of what God gave in your creation. It's partial. Just like when you're looking around at 3D conditions, you're seeing 0.00001% of what really is going on. Right? You're not seeing, you are seeing the illusion, you're not seeing the energy behind it, the love behind it, the ultimate reality behind it. It can be used, and this is what it says on memory, what A Course in Miracles says. It can be used to heal and not hurt, if you wish it to be. Nothing employed for healing represents an effort to do anything at all. It is a recognition that you have no needs, which means something must be done. In other words, it's a recognition that nothing needed healing in the first place, that it was all a partial perception, a partial memory of some image in the past. So it can be used to heal, meaning you don't need to heal anything. You can just let it go. So how does A Course in Miracles recommend using memory? To remember what? To remember the present moment. So powerful. Remembering your eternalness. Remembering your unlimitedness. Right? Remembering that you are the all. That's what it talks about. That's the proper use of memory, because everything's happening at the same time. Everything's happening right now. All that is right now, and you are all of it. Right? And when you're fragmenting it by picking out memories or past events and holding on to those, and then recreating your reality in the present based on those, you're misrepresenting who you are. You are God, right? You're dividing up God. You're dividing up creation, right? Wow, this is big. So, A Course in Miracles says there's no link of memory to the past. There's no link. You create the link. Right? Remember, memory is about remembering who you are. It's about remembering all creation, remembering your unity with that one. That's the proper use of memory, right? Because creation is finished, but it's all right now, right? It is a skill that can remember now. That's what A Course in Miracles is. It is a skill that can remember now. Wow! Love that definition of memory. It's a skill that can remember now your eternalness, your unlimitedness, right? That you have everything that you want, that your wishes are fulfilled and that they're within you, right? So big. The miracle reminds you of a cause forever present, perfectly untouched by time, never changed from what it is. And you are its effect, as changeless and as perfect as itself. Remember, we've been on this theme talking about whenever any temporary condition comes up, whether that's a temporary condition you believe is in the present, or it's a partial memory of what you call a past condition or past event. Whatever that is, that's not the perfection of which you are, right? The miracle reminds you of a cause, you, first cause, you as source, forever present, perfectly untouched by time, never changed from what it is, and you are its effect, as changeless, as perfect as itself. And remember, cause equals effect. So you're one with that first cause. You're one with source. Every time you remember who you really are and who others really are, every time you remember your source, you are performing a miracle. That's big. That's what A Course in Miracles means by a miracle. That's the holy instant. It's remembering who you really are. That's what you want to remember. Not these partial memories of past events that you're trying to heal or fix or run away from or not have, quote, subconsciously triggered. All of it, it's about returning to the thought of who you really are and who others really are. Every time you remember your source, you're performing a miracle. That's big. So, and I've talked about this movie now in several videos. I want to hit it again because it's perfect for what I talked about with this client. That really it was her keeping that subconscious past in place. It wasn't those thoughts letting go of her, it was her letting go of those thoughts. When you release them, they release you. When you release that subconscious past, it releases you, right? The 2002 remake of the movie Solaris, if you remember Chris Calvin. In Solaris, I've talked about that movie, you can kind of look it up. But it was this idea that they were visiting a planet, Solaris, that was the light. And that when they got close to this planet, whatever they're in their subconscious would manifest, right? And so Chris Calvin, his wife, who died by suicide, she kept appearing, right? And just it occurred to him in one scene, he goes, I remembered her wrong. Somehow I was wrong about everything. He realizes that he remembered her wrong, that it was a partial memory, a partial perception, right? That he wasn't remembering it from the love, from the unlimitedness, from the wholeness and divinity of who he was, right? He realizes that he remembers his wife, Rhea, who died by suicide, from the past, from partial perceptions of memories. What A Course in Miracles calls the perception problem, the ego, right? Level confusion, right? Chris lets go of the limited belief in separation and chooses the light and oneness of Solaris. Then they show a scene where he actually chooses the light, right? He chooses to be free of remembering her wrong, remembering everything wrong, right? Wow, that's powerful. Recommend this movie, guys, if you see it. We don't have to, and then in the final scene that he's now home, when the movie opens up, he's in his apartment and it's showing him slicing vegetables or something underwater, and he cuts his finger and it shows his finger bleeding. Then in the very same apartment, it shows him again where he cuts his finger. And in this way, instead of bleeding, it heals immediately. This represents the healing, right? So he's now back from the planet in his apartment, and then he sees his wife, Rhea. And then he asks her, he goes, am I dead or am I alive? Or are we dead or are we alive? And she says to him, we don't have to think like that anymore. Wow, such a powerful scene, gives me tingles. You don't have to think like that anymore. It's not about that. It's about transcending 3D reality. It's about transcending duality. It's about transcending that, quote, subconscious past. Right? It's not about subconscious past or separation or duality or limitation or needing or healing. You don't have to think like that anymore, right? You now can remember it, quote, correctly, perceive it correctly. The mind and body are only manifestations right now. It's only when you see them as separation, as continuous, in linear time, that you create the experience of being bound by the subconscious past or the subconscious thoughts. It's only about believing that you're in separation, right? In the seemingly solid 3D events conditions. You think you're bound by what you're looking out at, the seemingly solid 3D conditions, or that subconscious past of thoughts, events, and experiences that you feel that get triggered when you're looking around, right? You're not bound by any of that. Fear, doubt, worry, regret. You don't have to think like that anymore. None of it, right? This is really what the movie Solaris taught us. That is really, so what is the biggest block to manifesting your dream life? You holding on to that subconscious past. Let it go. Move within. Move to the thought of your eternalness, your unlimitedness. That is the biggest block to manifesting the life of your dreams. I am your host, Tom Karen, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Guys, thank you. Thank you for subscribing, creators. Thank you for being a part of the channel. Thank you for joining the membership channel. Thank you for sharing and liking the videos. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/BeSomethingWonderful. The Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors, that's open to you. You can also like our Facebook page at Be Something Wonderful. Thank you for visiting our Instagram and Twitter at Tom Karen, or just visit our website anytime for all that information and more at tomkaren.com or BeSomethingWonderful.com. With great love, with great light and infinite gratitude, creators, see you soon.